5 Beginner Tips to Get Started with Apple Calendar on Mac. The default calendar app on macOS is not as advanced or complete as third-party apps such as Fantastical and BusyCal. But it's still good at what it does. If you're ready to explore this inbuilt calendar, our Apple Calendar tips below will show you how to get started with it. Thanks to a digital calendar, you can keep all your tasks, events, and reminders in a single location. But it's a hassle if you can't distinguish between these items or isolate specific ones when you need them. You won't have that problem with Calendar. It lets you create multiple calendars for managing schedules in different areas of your life. You can create a home calendar for tracking household chores, a meetings calendar to view your appointments at a glance, and so on. Creating a new calendar is as easy as clicking on File greater than New Calendar. You can then rename the calendar from Calendar List in the sidebar. If that list isn't visible, click on the Calendar's toolbar button or on View greater than Show Calendar List to reveal it. Calendar lets you assign a distinct color to each calendar, so it's easy to distinguish events as personal, work-related, etc., even when you're viewing all of them at once. To change the color assigned to a calendar, select a color of your choice from the calendar's right-click menu via the sidebar. When you move an item from one calendar to another, it takes on the color of the new calendar. You can even bundle calendars into separate groups such as tasks, reminders, and events or personal, work, family, and friends. To create a calendar group, click on File greater than New Calendar Group. Calendar lets you add events to any calendar in multiple ways. Be sure to select the correct calendar in the sidebar first. For starters, you can create events with here. Feel free to use natural language to specify the date and time. Calendar supports that, as many other native Mac apps do. You can trust Calendar to interpret phrases like Karen's birthday dinner at 8 p.m. or 9 a.m. flight to Mumbai on Friday correctly and create events from them. We recommend using natural language for a faster workflow. You can add a location, invitees, notes, URLs, etc. to the event from the Edit Event pop-up. To bring that up, double-click on the event in the calendar or select it and click on Edit greater than Edit Event. In the pop-up, click on the event date to access a hidden section from where you can set up reminders or alerts for the event. It's a pity that calendar reminders don't show up in the Reminders app. But you can display them in the notification center with the calendar widget. Do you want to zoom in on the tasks and events you've scheduled for a particular day or week? Maybe you'd like to see how busy you are all this month, or want to take in the entire year at a glance. Such scenarios are exactly why Calendar has 4 unique views: day, week, month, and year. They help you visualize your schedule in multiple ways. To switch between the calendar views, click on the relevant toolbar buttons or view menu options. You can even create events via these views. To get started, all you have to do is double-click on the relevant day in the month view or on a time slot in the day and week views. These actions lead directly to the Edit Event pop-up instead of the Create Quick Event pop-up. Any calendars you create in Calendar get stored on your Mac and appear under the On My Mac sidebar section. If you want to bring your iCloud Calendar, Google Calendar, or any other CalDAV calendar to the Calendar app to manage them all from one location, that's easy to do. All you need to do is set up the appropriate calendar account under Calendar greater than Preferences greater than Accounts. You can also delete an account or disable it temporarily from this location. Are you already using said online account with Mail, Notes, or other native Mac apps? In that case, you can enable Calendar Sync for that account via System Preferences greater than Internet Accounts as well. After you add an account to Calendar, you can no longer create a new calendar with the keyboard shortcut CMD plus Option plus N. Instead, you have to use the File greater than New Calendar option, which allows you to pick the account in which to create the new calendar. Also, calendar groups are available only for the local account. Sharing your schedule with people can save you a lot of back and forth while planning common activities. For example, sharing an availability calendar with your best friend will help you pinpoint times when you're both free to catch up. Or you can maintain a shared errands calendar to see if you can shop for groceries together. And if you add location-based items to the calendar, it becomes easy to figure out when you'll be in the same neighborhood during the week. In the Calendar app, you can share only the calendar's link to an internet account. In other words, you can't share calendars listed under on my Mac. To share a calendar, hover over it and click on the Share Calendar button, wireless or connectivity icon, that appears. In the next pop-up, type in the name or the email address of the person with whom you want to share the calendar. Then hit enter. This sends out a calendar invite immediately. By default, people you have shared a calendar with can view as well as edit the calendar. If you want to revoke editing privileges for specific people, click on their name in the list and select the View Only option from the pop-up menu. Notice the Invite Again option in the menu. Click on that if you want to resend the invitation to the shared calendar. If you want to stop sharing the calendar with a specific person, select that person's name in the Shared With list and hit the Delete button. Don't want to share a certain calendar at all anymore? Right-click on it in the sidebar and select Stop Sharing from the context menu. Your Mac's Calendar app is perfect if you want a reliable desktop calendar for the low price of free. It's pleasing to look at and easy to use. And the app can prove versatile if you get a little creative. For instance, did you know that you can use Calendar for bullet journaling? With a little planning, you can use a few default Mac apps in unusual ways to organize your work and life. Here's how to create a bullet journal on Mac. Text source, makeuseof.com.